All right, so the imagination is something we use every day. It's not something we have to work on or develop, it's automatic. So, what we're talking about here is the stretch of the imagination. So, when we hear lack of imagination, that's really what they're talking about, because there's no such thing as lack of imagination. We imagine every day. Most of the stuff we imagine is mundane, it's something we always do. Like I'm talking about taking ourselves out of this place that we are right now in order to expand. And the only reason we do this is not to be better. We're not trying to do it better. We're doing it to expand through new experiences, because what I consider to be mundane is the things we do all day long. And we know this from the physical, spiritual beings we are. If we do the same thing over and over and over and over, we actually get tired of it. And the reason we get tired of it is because we're disallowing the expansion. So imagination is in the forefront of expansion. So we're going to go through something today. So in order to get somewhere that I haven't been before, I take experience that I had. So maybe I see something on TV, or I know someone that has a job that looked like it would be fun, but I've never been there, so I don't know it. So in order to actually achieve that, I would have to learn, or would have to come to a place where I imagine having it. So say it was, I wanted to start a new business, all right? And I've seen business people before, and I've seen them obviously from a successful standpoint, hence why I want to be that. So when you imagine it, you have to close your eyes to the world in which you're in and see yourself already having the success in which you want. Not seeing yourself moving towards it, because then you'll always be getting towards it. You already have to see yourself already as that business person, already successful, perhaps several years into it. Now it's easy. You're actually reaping the rewards of the fruit that you actually planted, all right? And when you do that, it literally raises your frequency of vibration to where you are right here. And when you do that, if you learn and know to drop all insistence on how it's going to happen, and just hold on to the feeling, that feeling will then know where you're at here, and it will generate impulses to act on right from here. Just like I've explained before, a GPS, when I put the address into my desired location, it sets a red pin and then a blue line where I am. So it's not about being oblivious to where we are, utilizing our imagination. The imagination just generates the place to achieve, and all we hold on to is the feeling of it. And that feeling then will send back impulses, because that place knows where we're at. And if we act on the impulses as best we can in the moment when they come, it will lead us to the next one, and to the next one, and to the next one. Just like when I put an address in the GPS, it then says, go south on Henry Street, make a right. But in order to get to the place where I can make a right, I had to first head south on Henry Street. So if I didn't take the first impulse or first bit of information, getting to the next bit would be impossible. All right? But because our inner guidance system is always and forever always working, even if you ignore it for years, it's always trying to recalculate you back to where you want to go. Because the imaginative thoughts that we had when we were children about being something or being somewhere, and the reason we want to be that is because it was the feeling that we get, never leave you. You can hide it, you could ignore it, but it never leaves you. So it would almost be like this nagging noise. If you didn't know what a GPS was, and you put an address to Disneyland, but you didn't think you could get there, but you get in your car and you didn't know you had a GPS, it would keep trying to get you to Disneyland, and you would just turn the radio off or the volume down, and every once in a while you turn it up, and I'm like, there's that weird noise again. And then when someone says, well, if you actually listen to that, it will get you to where you want to go, but you were unaware of it. But yet it was always and forever working. So even like a GPS, if you head off in the wrong direction, it will just tell you to recalculate. It doesn't say, you know what, you're on your own, I've given up. So what keeps it going is that imagination. So even if you generate the imagination, you don't have to do it every day. People say, oh, you get it every, no, you don't. You just do it a couple of times to generate the feeling, and then the impulses will come to you, and act on them as best you can, and they will start leading you towards it. And then you could start to see the fruition of what you did to that you imagine you could see yourself coming upon it.